Firefighters rest in the rubble of the World Trade Center, New York, USA, September 12, 2001. An Inuit man warms his wife's feet, Greenland, 1880s. A Siberian chainmail suit for bear hunting, 1800. Emperor Nicholas II blesses Russian officers going to the Russo-Japanese War, 1904. Russia lost this war dramatically and suffered enormous losses. A moment when the country is flooded with propaganda. In the photo, the athlete receives a portrait of Adolf Hitler as an award. A German soldier mocking a Jew, 1941. Adolf Hitler signs an autograph for a Catholic nun, 1932. Darwin made lists of pros and cons for marriage before his wedding. The pros list included constant companion and better than a dog. The cons list included having to visit relatives and less money to buy books. Rally of Loyalty, held in Berlin after the assassination attempt on Hitler and the attempted coup d'etat, July 21, 1944. Mustache Cups, United Kingdom, 19th century. Real Men Shave, 1940. Soviet Air Force bombing of Helsinki, Finland, 1939, Winter War. Combat Donkey, Turkey, 1930s. National Headstand Week, USA, 1940. In the Middle Ages, the wedding night was a public event. When seatbelts in racing were not yet mandatory, 1950s. Record photos of child prisoners in the German concentration camp Auschwitz, 1942. Austro-Hungarian soldiers inspect a giant Italian howitzer, Iron Horse, captured during the breakthrough at Caporetto, World War I, 1917, Italy. Hachiko at Shibuya Station, Tokyo, 1933. In the 19th century, ketchup was sold as an effective remedy for rheumatism, diarrhea, and eczema. This made some sense, as lycopene in tomatoes is beneficial, though not a cure-all, and it helped some due to its properties. A Red Cross nurse records the last words of a British soldier, World War I, 1917. Slave market, USA, 1864. It was only after the Civil War and the ratification of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution that slavery was abolished in the country. Cleo Wright's jail photo from 1940. 2 years later, he was lynched. A white mob dragged him from his cell and burned him alive for the attempted rape of a woman and the murder of a police officer. U.S. National Guardsmen with a convoy of trucks carrying captured Iraqis. Kuwait, 1991. An unusual invention, a portable TV from 1967. Jacques Plante became the first goaltender in hockey history to play wearing a mask, 1959. British artillerymen, Kent, UK, 1940. An air raid caught an amateur theater troupe during rehearsal, with no time to change into uniforms. Due to a pilot's mistake, supplies intended for a women's battalion were dropped. Southern Rhodesia, 1980. This legendary photo is insane. The girl is Chinese partisan Cheng Benhua. The men are Japanese soldiers. The night before, they raped Cheng, and immediately after the photo session, They stabbed her with bayonets. Cheng Benhua became a symbol of China's resistance to Japanese aggression and a model of endurance and astonishing courage for the whole world. A lonely driver escapes during the collapse of the Tacoma Bridge. Tacoma, USA, 1940. Hitler Youth forces Jews to wash the streets. Vienna, 1938. General Douglas MacArthur accepts Japan's surrender aboard the USS Missouri. Tokyo Bay, September 2, 1945. Two women display their bare legs in public for the first time in Toronto, Canada, 1937. Telephone lines in New York, USA, 1903. Sale of dinosaur footprints extracted from limestone in the Paluxy Riverbed, Texas, 1954. German soldiers prepare a chlorine gas attack, Poland, 1915. Germany wins on all fronts. Inscription on the Eiffel Tower during the occupation. View of the epicenter of a nuclear explosion 2 seconds after the blast. Kazakhstan, 1949. The Ku Klux Klan at a fair in Colorado, 1926. The starving winter of 1944, a tragedy for the Dutch people. The British colony of Zanzibar on the east coast of Africa. A tired nanny poses next to her ward named Farouk Bulsara, 1947. A quarter of a century later, the boy would adopt the pseudonym Freddie Mercury. Nikola Tesla peers out of his laboratory in Colorado Springs, 1899. A 1855 advertisement inviting wealthy individuals to a slave auction. Prohibition. Men pouring out whiskey. USA, 1931. Protest against the law prohibiting marijuana possession. Vancouver, Canada, 1971. Eventually, Canadians succeeded, and nearly 50 years later, the country legalized marijuana, becoming the second country after Uruguay to do so. A little girl sees her father, a German soldier returning home after World War II, for the first time. Liberated prisoners from the German Dachau concentration camp, beating a guard dog, 1945. Gangster Clyde Barrow once wrote a letter to Henry Ford expressing admiration for the V8 model and promising to only steal Fords. 39-year-old cowboy from Texas, Clarence Haley, whose image was used in Marlboro cigarette advertisements, 1949. Notorious African dictator Francisco Nguema ordered the execution of his regime's opponents on Christmas 1975 in a unique way. 150 people were shot by soldiers, dressed as Santa Claus on a football field to music. In 1979, Nguema was overthrown and executed. Walt Disney tells his cat about Mickey Mouse, 1931. One of the wealthiest people in the world, Jeff Bezos, at the beginning of his career, 1999. The Death Wall in Rajkot, India, 1970s. A postman finds a house based on the address on the envelope, but the house is no longer there. The most dangerous cat in the world, which killed 436 people, the Champawat tigress, Nepal, 1911. French soldiers use a homemade trench catapult to throw grenades at German positions, 1915. Baby races, New Jersey, 1955. Human-powered tractor for moving heavy stones. England around 1880. No, there is no banana there. 1958. In this provocative shot from the mid-1980s, Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar holds his young son Juan Pablo in front of the White House. Today, this photograph is used in Colombian schools during history lessons as an example of the corruption of the 1980s. Mount St. Helens erupted 13 hours after this picture was captured, claiming the lives of 57 people, including the volcanologist David Johnston, 1980. Do not wish for health and wealth, but wish for luck, for on the Titanic everyone was rich and healthy, but only a few were lucky. Winston Churchill. Public punishment of a baker who raised bread prices during a famine caused by flooding. Egypt, 1954. The stump of a giant cedar used as a post office. USA, Washington State, late 19th century. This is a rally of Hitler's supporters in 1937. No rally in human history gathered so many people. 8 years later, in 1945, after Germany's defeat, they would claim they had never supported Hitler's ideas. A 35-year-old peasant in the first half of the 20th century. In California in 1929, swimsuits were checked for compliance with decency standards. People standing on couches, tables, and chairs to see the signing of the Treaty of Versailles, officially ending World War I, 1919. On April 30th, 1956, 78-year-old U.S. Vice President Alben Barkley died in the Senate immediately after saying, "I would rather be a servant in the house of the Lord than sit among the mighty." Listening booths for vinyl records, 1950s. Many music stores offered a special booth where customers could listen to records before buying. Lavender Panthers, a radical militarized gay group that existed in San Francisco in 1973. The group aimed to defend LGBT rights with arms, as the police were inactive and attacks on gays and transvestites were rarely investigated. Woman demanding the right to vote. Arrested, 1914. The current Empress of Japan, Masako Owada, with her friends in kindergarten, 1967. Taken in 1900 in Évreux, France. School children are seen drinking beer, wine, or cider. Until 1956, these drinks were considered healthy and were actually part of school dietary norms. The musicians who played on the Titanic until the very end, 1912. World War I. The trenches were so infested with rats that you could catch nearly 100 rodents in 10 minutes. Soldiers had to sleep in these same trenches. School, Papua New Guinea, 1990. John the Chimpanzee Croupier, Cosmos Casino, Russia, 1990s. John started as an entertainer and later became a croupier, spinning the roulette wheel with a cognac and a cigarette, entertaining guests. Working in the casino led to illnesses and addictions. During World War II, Germans built a fake airfield in occupied Holland to divert attention. All structures and equipment were made from wood and plywood. Construction was carried out in the strictest secrecy until a British bomber flew over the fake airfield and dropped a wooden bomb on it. It's unknown if the Germans appreciated British humor, but they got the hint. The construction was halted. Incredibly powerful earthquake in Alaska, magnitude 9.2, 1964. Radium mask for treating facial cancer, 1920. A giant letter M to welcome Mussolini to a small town in Italy, 1938. New York, 1958. Dancers at a nightclub playing chess. Smartphones had not yet been invented. An emaciated former prisoner of Buchenwald concentration camp drinks from a metal bowl shortly after the camp's liberation. April 1945. King Constantine II of Greece, right, and Prince Juan Carlos I of Spain, left, sparring in karate. Corfu, Greece, 1966. Police fight against demonstrators protesting against the Vietnam War, USA, 1968. One of the warehouses filled to the ceiling with victims' shoes. Auschwitz, Poland, 1944. The first attempt by the first woman to officially participate in the Boston Marathon, 1967. This is how Japanese streets were watered 100 years ago. Hillary Clinton listens as her husband denies his affair with Monica Lewinsky, 1998. Eunuch from the Imperial Court, Beijing, 1949. Lena Medina, the youngest mother in medical history, gave birth at the age of 5. A World War II veteran earns a living, Tokyo, Japan, 1951. Refugee children from the city of Kayseri, orphaned as a result of the Armenian genocide, arrive at an orphanage, Syria, 1920. In the US in the 1800s, the side saddle was created so women could ride decently, which was also often recommended for treating hysteria. Monk Capistran Ferrito plays baseball with Harlem Boys, USA, 1965. Violet Jessup worked on the liners Olympic, Titanic, and Britannic, all of which were shipwrecked, but she remained unharmed. 2 American soldiers with a captured German anti-tank weapon, the Panzerschreck, during World War II. This photo was taken at an air show in 2002 at the Sknylev airfield. Many of the people on the ground will not survive. This disaster broke records for the number of victims at an air show. Doctors give artificial respiration to a drowning victim while a girl in a swimsuit poses for the camera. New York, 1940. Whether this clip sparked joy, anger, or just a bit of annoyance, I want to hear your thoughts below. Stick around for part 2 coming soon. Please hit like and subscribe to support the channel. See you!